Hello, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, it has been a million years since I've been on here. I have come out of hiding. I am back. For those that don't know, my name is Chesney and I am a flower farmer down here in the southeast of England. I started documenting my flower growing journey a couple of years ago, well, 3 or 4 years ago now. And I was so keen on uploading and sharing all of my videos on here, but never did I ever expect it to go as crazy as it has, and I just haven't had opportunity to keep my YouTube channel up to date, which I'm really gutted about because I do really want to share and document everything, but at the same time I want this to be like a successful business. So yeah, priorities. And of course, for those that don't know, I do this all around my toddler single-handedly, I might add as well. I don't have any help on the farm apart from my husband on the odd occasion, and little one did used to help out. However, the older he gets, the less enthused he is. So yeah, unfortunately it's back to me bribing him and encouraging him to come out to the field. So he goes to nursery a couple of days a week, which gives me a small opportunity to come out to the field and get cracking with everything. So I do this on extreme part-time hours, trying to run a full business, and obviously I do all the marketing, admin, everything, communications myself. So yeah, unfortunately something had to give and it had to be YouTube, unfortunately. But I'm back and I wanted to share an update of the year and how it's all gone. 2024, another wild year. Sorry, my necklace is caught on my zip, strangling me. So yeah, I just wanted to share an update of how the year has gone and what I've been up to, basically. As you can see, not a lot happening at the minute. We are December, we're close to Christmas now. So unfortunately I would say it's winter, but technically it's not winter yet because winter solstice is this Saturday, I think. But it is also incredibly mild. So mild, it's weird. We're not really getting any minus temperatures yet, which is just really crazy. Not so good for the tulips and stuff. But yeah, anyway, as there's not really much to share in here or outside, to be fair, I'm standing in here because it's slightly windy out here, so I'll just give you a quick pan around. There's not really, as you can see, the beds are all gone to sleep now for the winter. So yeah, not really much to share. So what I will do instead is overlay some clips of the year as I talk, as I share updates, and then hopefully it'll give you a bit of a snippet and a visualization of what has been around. But I'm so sorry I haven't been able to film and update you all because I love doing this, but like I say, some things have to give. I can't do it all, so yeah, it is what it is. But I'll give you a little run through of what is going on in here because this is very exciting. So as you can see, this middle bed is all planted up, and these are my ranunculus for 2025. Now I grew my ranunculus in here this year for the first time because this polytunnel's new, so I've only had this, I think it was only built, this time last year, so I only had it set up this time last year. So this season was its first kind of growing season, and it was a huge success. So in here I had, along this back wall, I had a giant sweet pea wall, which was incredible, and the smell was so amazing that you could actually smell it from outside in the field. So yeah, the sweet pea wall was amazing, so I'll try and find some clips and share that. As was the ranunculus in here. I had all this bed planted up and all this bed planted up, and it was just so, they worked so well. So I am growing them again in here. I'm a bit reluctant to keep growing them in here because obviously I'm aware of like crop rotation, and you don't want to keep planting the same thing in the same bed year after year because the disease build up and stuff. It's always best to rotate your crops. So this will be the last time that I'm growing them in here, and then I'll probably swap them out for other stuff. So I have got a larger amount of anemones this year because I grew a little trial batch. I wasn't sure if I liked anemones, I've not grown them before, so I grew a trial batch last year, fell in love, and I've gone to town on them. So this is my first succession. The same with the ranunculus, that's just my first succession. I've also got multiple successions on the go, and I built a low tunnel outside, which I'm growing some outside, because the only downside to growing in the polytunnel is when the weather warms up. Obviously they're a cool season flower, a spring flower, the ranunculus. When the weather starts warming up, they start to go dormant. So it got very hot in here and they were over quite quick. So that's why I'm growing a load outside this time, to help extend the growing season and yeah, just get the most out of them. I am going to do another sweet pea wall because they were just beautiful, and they were quite sheltered in here from the rain and protected from like pigeons and pests and stuff, so I'm going to grow them again in here. I've also got a little succession of agrostemma corn cockle down there, because I grew lots of that outside. The only downside is when it rains, the petals can go a bit soggy and floppy and they kind of get stuck to each other. They're very paper thin, so I thought if I grow a small load in here, then if the weather's all yucky outside, at least I've got some in here that'll be nice and dry. So yeah, as you can see, I've done this bed, although I've got some weeds. I've got to keep on top of the weeds coming through. I do all no dig beds, as you probably know from all of my old videos. The same with this one. I just got to mulch this. The thing is, I didn't keep up with the watering in here, and it has got very, very dry, so I need to keep wetting the soil and I need to add some mulch and stuff. So I have kindly been gifted so much compost from an amazing company called Gardenscape, who I actually now work with, which is just beyond my wildest dreams. That was something that happened this year. I couldn't believe it. I have used them from the get-go, and I've tried to cut corners in the past, as you know, and I've used like manure and bits from other sources, and it's not turned out so great. Whereas the stuff I use from Gardenscape, I know that it's amazing, and yeah, my plants have done so well. Even in my old growing area, they done really, really well. So I reached out to them to order some more, and they actually turned around and said that they want to support me and my business. So that was an incredible thing that happened this year. So yeah, I have loads of it. I've actually used loads already, but I've got loads out here, which they kindly deliver for me. So yeah, although it is gifted, I have bought it and paid for it in the past and would highly recommend it and still pay for it. So yeah, I just got to mulch the rest of this bed, but I did find a big snake skin at the end of there, and it kind of put me off a little bit. So I'm just a bit nervous about going in that corner now, but it's a good thing because I have a lot of mice in here, and mice and ranunculus do not mix, so nor anemones for that matter. So yeah, the snake is my friend, creating a healthy mini ecosystem within the flower growing area. That is key. Hello, sorry, I got slightly distracted and I lost my train of thought because my other half is off today and he just came out to the field, and then we was just talking about future plans for, honestly, it's so exciting. There's so much possibility. The last few years have just gone wild. I cannot believe it. I have been doing people's weddings. I've had an influx of florists. So I've been doing a lot of wholesale flowers, loads of other event flowers, so people's birthdays. Just been loads of events and bits, and yeah, it's just got crazy really, and the demand for bouquets has risen, and I think now word of mouth has got out as well. And I did my subscription flowers this year, which were a huge success. It's gone crazy. I couldn't have dreamt it. So I am so grateful for all of this, and like I say a million times over, I couldn't have even dreamt any of this. So the fact that it's all happening is a bit surreal, to be honest. But yeah, we're just going through future plans and what is going to be happening. I really want to do workshops. That is on my radar, and pick your own events and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super excited about everything that's to come. But I am going to give a little whiz round of what is currently out there at the minute. Yeah, share what's to come as well, and talk about a little bit about what has happened 2024. It is a little bit windy outside, so apologies if the audio quality is not the best. So, and my arm is killing holding this up as well. So my first experiment of growing tulips was this year, and they were all in this bed here. They were a massive success. I didn't go too crazy on them. I wanted to experiment and see how they went. They were very popular, they did very well, so I have gone in for tulips again, just to share what's growing in here at the minute. There is some foxgloves and hesperus in here. I've got the daffodil bulbs still left in, which actually are coming up. I did have alliums in there as well, but a squirrel or something has been eating them and dug them up. And then right at the back are some really mature foxgloves that hopefully will flower early spring. This bed here is a bit of a mess. Let me move out a little bit so you can see. But this is kind of my perennial bed, and it's kind of all my David Austin roses are in there. I've got loads of Alchemilla mollis. I planted loads of Aquilegia, which have been eaten by caterpillars or something. But I had loads of Verbena bonariensis, is that how you say it, in there, and peonies in there. So yeah, kind of a bit of a perennial bed. I kind of just been chucking stuff in there really. I created a bit of a border because I'm trying to build up all along the edge, because obviously it's so exposed out here. I'm trying to create some hedging, so I've been planting lots and lots of roses. Obviously it looks just like a mess at the minute, but I will try and insert some clips. And I've got lots and lots of geums and exciting things in here. And I've also planted, I had a lot of foxgloves that I didn't know what to do with, so I've stuck them all along the back along here. You can see there's just all loads of foxgloves, so yeah, they should look nice when they come up. I've put a few shrubs in as well, but which are doing quite well actually. They got hit by the frost. There's a pittosporum down there, but obviously I won't be able to use them for a very long time. And then in the middle was my dahlia beds. So these two were dahlia beds. I have now converted this middle bit, which became a bit of a weed infested bed. I have built a low tunnel with my other half, which I've shared on my YouTube channel in stages exactly how I did that. So maybe I'll talk through on another video on exactly what I did, because it was so cheap and so easy, and we did it ourselves, and yeah, it was just really, really handy. So in there I'm growing my other lot of ranunculus and then some anemones, but I still need to plant up the rest of my other bits in there as well. And we've got some veggies at the back, so we've got some onions and some garlic in there, because yeah, we want to just grow a few more veggies for us. And then in this bed I've got some sweet williams and some more agrostema. And then the bed's just empty at the minute. I haven't planted anything in. I was thinking of direct sowing some bits, but I've kind of left it a bit late. And then yeah, these are the annual beds, which are a bit of a mess. But however, I'm walking backwards, which is probably dangerous. There are a lot of self-seeded stuff in here, which is very exciting. And there is a lot of perennial stuff in, like this is feverfew, which is a perennial, and I've got Gora and stuff, that's a perennial. Achillea, this is a whole bed of Achillea, which is also a perennial. But let me show you something super exciting. In the Ami Majors bed, it is so crazy. Look at all this self-seeded Ami down here. Oh, it's going to be really hard to show you. This is all Ami Majors, which has self-seeded and is just growing crazy. The same for in this bed. I do need to weed it a little bit as well, because there's lots of grass coming up. But there's loads of, can you see all this? This is all, and here, Orlea. So this was a bed of Orlea. I've got all my perennial asters at the back, Solidago and bits and pieces, but yeah. I am holding off cutting. It's just a mouse. I'm holding off cutting all of this back because I'm trying to create a little bit of a habitat for wildlife, because I've noticed there are a lot of frogs, toads, mice, snakes, voles, mushrooms, going on in here, and I just want to kind of keep it. That's what I want to encourage. So and I'm also trying, I know that a lot of this stuff is dead, but the roots and stuff are still in the ground, so that's what I'm trying to just continue with, basically. And then when I'm ready to plant out my stuff for next season, I'll whip this out, give it a good mulch, and then put the new bits in. Okay, I've just noticed something really exciting. So in this bed, this is where I had my Buplurum, and I just let everything, as you can see, just go to seed and just leave it. Because I do harvest a lot of my own seeds as well, I find you get better germination that way because they're fresh. I had loads of self-seeded Buplurum in here, and I was very excited because I was struggling to grow it in the greenhouse from my autumn sowing. But when I came out here and checked, it was all eaten by slugs, which was really annoying because, yeah, that's the only downside with direct sowing and growing outside is slugs love a tasty little seedling. But I have just looked, I've not looked at this bed for a long time. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because I've got you facing forward, but ignore the grass. But all of these little seedlings, this is all Buplurum that's grown. Take this grass out. But so loads more have germinated, which is very exciting. So I might actually have a whole bed of Buplurum without even doing anything. This bed was leaving as a bit of an experiment. Sorry, there's a big noisy aeroplane going over. This bed I was leaving as a bit of an experiment because it's got loads of Rhiza maxima in it, and I wanted to see how well it would do with the frosts. So yeah, I was just leaving it as a bit of an experiment. I had loads of snapdragons and stuff in there. This bed I'm just clearing out. There's lots of statice and rudbeckia and whatnot, and then yeah, just a bit of a mess still, but there's still lots to come of this. And I know every time I show it, it doesn't look great. I'm not showing it in its best light because when this was full of flowers, oh, it was heaven on earth. And yeah, there's just lots of exciting stuff. Maybe I'll give you a little tour of the greenhouse, but please don't judge the state of it because time is precious, and she says filming a YouTube video. But yeah, I really don't get much time to tidy up and stuff, so